Welcome, everyone. Let's just dive right in, shall we? Today, we are heading straight into the thick of the trees to break down a wild jungle adventure from Mowgli's story. Specifically, we're looking at episode 1. We're going to map out exactly how a completely normal day in the wilderness spiraled into absolute chaos, and, well, how some really clever strategy ended up saving the day. If you love dissecting a good story and seeing how character motivations just totally collide, you're in the right place for this explainer. Our story kicks off with our favorite bear, Baloo, pacing around with a very specific and honestly a very loud problem. My stomach is rumbling, why not eat the biggest and tastiest mango? I mean, his entire focus narrows down to that one glorious objective, right? Finding the biggest, tastiest mango in the canopy. It immediately hooks us by setting this funny, chaotic, and decidedly hungry tone. Baloo's single-minded quest for food is quite literally the spark that sets our entire jungle narrative into motion.
Section 1, The Jungle's Commotion. Now, what's really interesting about this is this stark contrast between the driving forces of our two main jungle residents right now. Think about it. We've got Baloo's extremely simple primal motivation. The guy just wants a delicious yellow mango to stop his stomach from growling. Simple enough, right? But then we have Masha, and Masha has much higher stakes. It's her birthday, and she is anticipating a highly prized, shiny special gem. So we've got basic, everyday hunger clashing with serious, high-stakes birthday demands, all happening in the exact same environment.
And then, the precarious piece of the jungle is completely shattered. Why? Because both of these highly prized items mysteriously disappear. Just like that, poof, the perfect mango is gone. That irreplaceable birthday gem vanished. Both characters are suddenly robbed of the very things driving them, which leaves this massive void and, as you can imagine, a whole lot of immediate frustration.
Section 2, The Monkey's Mischief. So, let's break down exactly how this went down. Rangu executes this rapid heist sequence, and I mean, it happens fast. The monkey spots the prized items from the trees. He swoops down, completely ruins Baloo's perfect mango moment, and in the very next breath, he snatches Masha's shiny birthday gem right from under them, and then, boom, he escapes quickly back into the high branches before anyone can even blink, let alone react. It's this frantic, panicked blur of chaotic energy that just leaves our ground dwellers entirely empty-handed, staring up at the canopy. Which leads us to this absolutely devastating fallout. Masha issues a severe ultimatum to the entire jungle, and boy does it raise the stakes of our story significantly. She declares, until Masha gets her gem back, there will be no Earth Day celebration. It's not just a missing object anymore, folks. The entire social event of the year is completely hostage to this situation. If that gem isn't recovered, the day is totally ruined for everyone. Section 3, Mowgli and Darzy's Plan. This brilliantly illustrates the core concept they end up relying on, teamwork. They quickly realize that brute force, that's not going to work against monkeys high up in the branches. They need brains, and they need cooperation. By combining Mowgli's clever ground strategy with Darzy the bird's natural aerial agility, they basically create a specialized task force designed specifically to outsmart the monkeys right in their own territory.
Let's see how this builds into an actual tactical operation. First, Mowgli devises a master strategy from a safe vantage point on the ground. Second, Darzy flies up to execute the absolute most dangerous part of the job, which is creating a loud, unavoidable distraction to pull Rangu and the other monkeys away from their loot. And third, while the monkeys are all looking the wrong way, Mowgli sneaks in to safely secure that stolen birthday gem. This isn't just your standard cartoon chaos anymore. I mean, they've planned out a brilliant heist of their own.
Section 4, Race Against Time. Now you can really feel the pressure they were under as the day goes on. Think about this timeline. Masha's ultimatum was issued back at midday. As they formulate their plan, the sun actually begins to set in the late afternoon. By the time Darzy actually flies in to execute that loud distraction, it is already dusk. The window is closing incredibly fast. Mowgli has to strike to get the gem back literally just before the sunset. It's a massive ticking clock pushing our heroes to the absolute limit.
So the crucial point is captured perfectly by this frantic realization. The sun is setting, we have to do something. This brings the climax of our story to its absolute peak tension. I mean, if the sun goes down, the birthday is officially canceled, Masha is furious, and the monkeys win. They literally have no margin for error left. Actually, scratch that. It all came down to a margin of exactly one. One single, perfectly timed distraction by Darzy, one flawless execution by Mowgli, one incredibly narrow window of opportunity to save the entire day from complete and utter disaster.
Section 5. What did we learn?
Okay, let's look at the final outcomes here. First, a happy ending. The gem is returned to Masha right on time, literally beating the sunset. Second, disaster is totally averted, and Masha graciously thanks Mowgli and Darzi for their incredible effort. But third, and you just have to love this comedic relief, Baloo complains that the rats are still running in his stomach. The crisis was averted, but the poor bear is still starving. I guess some things really never change. When we break down what actually solved this jungle crisis, a massive 70% of the success comes down to pure teamwork and strategy. Another 30% relies on a really good, well-timed distraction. And the final piece, 0% panicking. Quick thinking and cooperation are always more effective than just running around in a panic, for sure. Which leaves us with one final, very important question to wrap up on today. Will Baloo's hunger ever truly be satisfied? Or is another wild jungle chase waiting for us right around the corner in the next tale? Knowing this jungle, I think we all kind of know the answer. Thank you so much for joining me to break down this explainer. Keep learning, keep analyzing, and I'll catch you next time.